Hey, what's going on, guys? Flick here, and welcome back to another episode of Season 3 of the Liverpool Career Mode. And in the last episode of this Career Mode, I did ask you guys whether you'd be interested in seeing an episode where I feature some of Liverpool's best regen players, and the overwhelming response was that you guys were interested. So what I've done is compiled a list of current and former Liverpool players that would make up for a pretty good Liverpool regen team. Currently on our team, we have the likes of Pepe Reina, who will be retiring in a few seasons, Steven Gerrard's regen, and Dirk Kuyt's regen already existing in our team, but there's a number of Liverpool players that don't currently play for Liverpool but used to. And we have Daniel Agger, Javier Mascherano, Kolo Toure's regen, Xabi Alonso, John Arne Risa, Raul Morales' regen, Fernando Torres, and Maxi Rodriguez's regen, all ready to be added to this Liverpool regen team. It would be cool if we could add some other Liverpool legends into this shortlist, players like Jamie Carragher, but unfortunately they didn't start in FIFA 16, therefore they won't have a regen. One other thing to note is that there are two players that aren't on this shortlist, but will be retiring at the end of the season, so we couldn't add them to the shortlist, and those players being Stuart Downing and Alberto Aquilani. Both played a couple seasons for Liverpool, and I think they could round out this team. If I am missing any players, don't hesitate to leave those player suggestions in the comment section below, and I'll look to add those players to the shortlist and hopefully simulate a couple seasons and get a pretty solid Liverpool regen team. In regards to today's episode, we will be playing our final match of the Champions League group stage against Borussia Dortmund. If we can get a win or a draw in this game, that'll ensure that we finish first in our group, and that's the ultimate goal. And then playing two more matches. One is a home match against Bournemouth, and the other being an away match against Southampton. As you guys can tell by the date, we are closing in on the January transfer window. We'll have this episode and then one more episode before we get into the January transfer window. So if you have any last minute player suggestions, please put those in the comment section below. And of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like down below to show your support, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Before we get into that Dortmund game, I did want to send out my final youth scout, and we're going to be sending Craig Ferguson over to Argentina for 3 months, looking for a technically gifted player. Sadio Mane and Christian Pulisic truly have been impressing me the last couple of episodes, so I wanted to give them this start against Borussia Dortmund, and should they perform well and continue to perform well moving forward, we may give them consistent play time in the future stages of the Champions League, even when we do play more difficult opponents. For those of you wondering what the group table does look like, here it is, and Saint-Etienne right on Borussia Dortmund's tail. They are playing against FC Basel, who only have a point thus far. Here's the Dortmund lineup, and I don't think they've made any changes from the previous game. Still rocking that 3-back formation with Edison Cavani and Romelu Lukaku up front. A very dangerous duo, and you'd think that they're going to score a goal. An early corner kick for us, and Sadio Mane will receive this short corner. And he's going to dribble this one inside the box. Maybe has the option to play it across. It's Feghouli with the shot that took a deflection on its way in, but it was from one of our own players. Smith trying to outpace Romelu Lukaku, and he's able to do it. Now we have a lot of space on the right, and we're going to use it. Finding Sadio Mane. He has options to play it inside, but Subotic with the tackle and plays it back to Roman Burki. That looked like a pass back to me. Cavani winning the header. Now Romelu Lukaku on the ball. Dribbling this one in, playing it across to Castro. Now switching the play, looking to find Edison Cavani once again. Flanagan tried playing it back to the keeper, ended up playing to one of the Dortmund players, but luckily Reina can collect. Shinji Kagawa, some space on the left, going to play it back inside to Lukaku. Some good passing by Dortmund, and Romelu Lukaku in front of goal. You would have expected him to put that away, and Dortmund very unlucky not to have scored there. Maybe that can serve as a wake-up call to us, because we've been pretty sluggish on the ball thus far, and we need to go out with the mentality that we want to win this game. Going into halftime, I have to say that was not our best half of football, only creating one shot on target, and just not enough liveliness on the pitch. Players not making the runs they need to, and that needs to change. Shinji Kagawa finding Romelu Lukaku. It's a good tackle by Dejan Lovren, and our defense is going to deal with it. If anything has played well, it's been our defense, but here is Christian Pulisic making a good run, finding Smith with some space in front of him, slipping it through to Sadio Mane. He has another option on the right, and Sofiane Feghouli has to hit this first time. That one going over the bar, but that is a sign of improvement in the second half. Edison Cavani playing it out wide, and it's going to be Paslak, who's been an impactful player for Dortmund thus far. Can he do something here? We're just looking to contain. Now he's going to play it across to Lukaku. Not the best first touch, but laying off the pass, Edison Cavani in front of goal is going to put that one away. And it's 1-0 for Borussia Dortmund. Just like that, we need to go ahead and build off what we have so far in the second half. We've created some chances. I think we can get this goal and hopefully get the draw against Dortmund. That's all we need. Here's Gundogan on the ball, playing off the pass to Julian Weigl. Dortmund, one of their strengths is their center midfield. They have a lot of talented players there, but we're going to go on the counterattack here with Flanagan. Sees Smith as an option, we'll use him, and now playing it inside, it's going to be Christian Pulisic, but he gets trucked by one of Dortmund's defenders. There we go. Some good build-up playing. We have space on the left. It's Hirving Lozano. He's going to run onto it and try to take on the Borussia Dortmund right back. Cutting inside now. Has options in the middle. He gets clipped up a little bit, but not enough to warrant a penalty. And eventually cleared out by Dortmund. Here we go. Good tackle by Milner. Now finding Smith. Looking for an option inside. He's going to play it across, and it's going to be over to Pulisic. He cracked in a long shot last match against Dortmund, this time over the bar. 20 minutes left in this game, and we're going to need to make some changes. And first off, Smith will be coming off. I'd like to keep him on, but we just need higher rated players that can make a bigger impact on this game. Henderson will be coming on for Smith. Sturridge is going to be coming on for Sadio Mane, who's been pretty quiet in this game. And Christian Pulisic coming off, Adam Lallana coming on. Good job by Adam Lallana to hold on to possession. Now playing through to Henderson. This is a chance for a long shot, and that one really not far from getting on target. Henderson has tried so many of those long shot efforts, it's only a matter of time before he scores one. We're going to go all out attack because I believe Dortmund have decided to park the bus. I can't blame them looking at how their defense has been playing, but now Henderson on the ball. Going to play this one inside, actually outside Hirving Lozano. And the only way to break down a park the bus defense is to work the ball around. We're going to look to do that. Only 2 minutes of extra time. We're going to have to get up the pitch awfully quickly. Matip trying to find the pass, and that is some of that center back passing coming into play. Dortmund's going to clear it out, and I think that's going to be full time. Full time, and we just didn't come to play today. We cannot replicate those kind of performances in the later stages of the Champions League because we could get kicked out if we just have one bad day. Luckily, we'll still be advancing out of our group, but we need to learn some lessons moving forward. Bournemouth will be our next opponent in today's episode, and I would love to get a resounding victory after that poor loss in the Champions League. This is the team I've chosen for the match. We'll see if they can get it done. Some dangerous players to watch out for in that Bournemouth starting lineup. Quite a few pacey players, including Callum Wilson at the striker position. Oh, that's a good through ball play to Bournemouth. A chance to get the early goal. It's Matt Ritchie with the near post finesse shot. Karius not taking any chances, gets a glove save to it. Corner kick here for Bournemouth. We're going to look to deal with it. And Karius does come out on this one. Gets a punch in as well. Taking out one of his players in the process, but we do get it cleared. We're going to read that throw in and get a header on it. Nicely done by Emre Can. We're going to hang on to possession. Now Coutinho finding Emre Can, and Marco Reus asking for the ball. Will get it on the left side. He's going to run down the wing a bit, and now Berbaspin inside to create some space. Has an option to play it in, and it's going to be Emre Can shooting it right at Federici. Very tight angle right there, and unlucky not to score. Luis Suarez on the ball is going to use some LTRT to get by a few Bournemouth players. Now playing it through to Emre Can, a finesse shot. We've been working on his finishing, and it shows off right there. A finesse shot to the side netting, and we get the early 1-0 lead in the 18th minute. Emre Can becoming a complete midfielder. Now that he already had the defensive ability, we've been working on his pace through the growth system, and now his finishing through the training. And man, what a player he is. Oh, what a header one. And now it's going to be Matt Ritchie on the ball for Bournemouth. He has a crossing opportunity to the far post. Callum Wilson with a decent header, but it does hit the side netting. The halftime stats would tell that Bournemouth has been the more dominant team, but the real picture is that Bournemouth have been stuck in their own half, which is why they have hung on to more of the possession. I see this match ending at 2 or 3-0 in our favor because now that the CPU is going to start to go forward, they're going to be open to the counterattack. And we're going to start off the half with a run from Lionel Messi, see if he can get a goal in back-to-back games in which he started. Now using that pace of his. Sees an option on the left, and he's going to play it over to David Alaba. Now an early cross sent in. It's a good cross as well, but it is cleared out for a corner. Messi applying some pressure, wins the ball back for us, and he might be able to find the pass, but instead he's going to go with the finesse shot right at Federici again. He didn't really have the sweat opportunity, but we might win this ball back. It ends up in the air, and Bournemouth collect it. Matt Ritchie taking on David Alaba. David Alaba does win that tackle. Now Marco Reus playing it forward. We have Coutinho here on the left. If he can touch this one forward and beat out the fullback, then we might have a crossing opportunity. Needs the Berbaspin inside, but Perez, good defending, and Bournemouth get it cleared. Big header one, and Coutinho playing this one over the top to Lionel Messi. He's going to take on the defender one-on-one and try to get around him. He does do so. He has options inside to cross this one, and he's going to look to do it himself, actually. The finesse shot by Lionel Messi. It took a deflection on the way in, but I believe Messi was credited with the goal, and that's back-to-back games which Messi started and scored. Indeed, it was a goal credited to Lionel Messi, his 4th in the Premier League thus far, a bit low at the halfway mark, but I think he's going to have a much better second half of the season. And with that goal, we're going to make some changes to our midfield. Henderson coming on for Emre Can. We're going to bring Adam Lallana in for Coutinho. And finally, we're going to switch out Lionel Messi and go ahead and bring on Feghouli. Sofiane Feghouli taking on the Bournemouth defense like they are nothing to deal with. He's going to sweat this one across, and that might be a third goal. Marco Reus missing an open net. You've got to be kidding me. Full time for us and another comfortable victory, and Messi continuing to add on to his Premier League tally. And as he gradually builds up confidence, maybe he can become one of the team's best players. Still, he has to compete with the likes of Suarez and Royce. Youth Scouting report coming through from Brazil. We have a 51-71 to start things off, a 66-90 that we're going to add to the Youth Academy, and a 62-86. Our final match will see us come up against Southampton away from home, and I have decided to give Daniel Sturridge the start at the striker position with the hope of boosting up his morale. He's still stuck in that content or uncertain role, and I think with more game time, that can change to a more happy role. Even if it's unlikely that Sturridge will be a starter in this team in the future, it's important that we do have him on the bench to use in the case that Royce, Suarez, or even Messi get injured. We can bring Sturridge on a moment's notice. A pretty average season thus far for Southampton, but a win for us would boost us right back up to that first place position over Chelsea. And at this point in time, it's really going to be either us or Chelsea that win the Premier League title. They're going to be tough competition, but if we can win these kind of games as well as our fixtures against Chelsea, I think we can do it once again. Southampton, however, will not be an easy test. They've got some quality players in there, especially at this point in career mode, including James Ward-Prowse. Milner on the ball. Some good LT-RT action to create some space. Now David Alaba making a good run on the left is going to find Marco Reus. He's going to look to do a 1-2 pass with Milner. Now playing it inside is Coutinho. Again playing it outside is Emre Can. Through to Coutinho once again. Another 1-2 pass. Milner over to, who is that on the right? It's Lionel Messi. If he would have locked on, I think that could have been a goal. Charlie Austin finding Shane Long, and it's going to be a finish for Southampton. I told you guys, Shane Long is going to be a dangerous player because his pace is just rapid in career mode. And Southampton strike early on the 22nd minute. We need to close down James Ward-Prowse. This is where they scored their first goal, and we're going to try to take this one away with David Alaba, playing it forward to Lionel Messi, trying to use his pace, and we have a chance to get the goal. Lionel Messi has to do it himself here. The power shot inside the box. Gazzaniga, good save on his near post. Big header won by Sula. Marco Reus playing it forward, and Coutinho had a chance to play the pass, but it was intercepted by Southampton. We go into the break down 1-0. Pretty dreadful stats for both teams. Not very many shots at all. Just the one for us, and that needs to change. Now it's going to be Charlie Austin dribbling this one forward. And does he have more pace than Jimenez? Going to dribble this one inside. No. Are you kidding? Karius' deflection goes right to Shane Long, and it's a second goal for the Irishman. I can't believe it. Well, now it's going to be a difficult situation for us to get back into the game, but all we can do is just start to attack and try to create some opportunities, test the keeper, maybe get lucky on a few chances. Coutinho playing through to Marco Reus. This might be a chance for us to get a goal back. He's nearly slid inside the box. We're going to play it across, and that's a good finish by Daniel Sturridge. Right in front of goal, and he's going to tap that one in with his left boot. It's 2-1. That might be the momentum switch that we did need. We had trouble scoring that first goal, and now that we have it, I think we can get a second. Coutinho spotting out Sturridge, and he's going to use his pace to try to get by the defense. He's going to spot Coutinho making a good run, and he needs support here on the left. He's going to play through to Milner. Cross-body shot. Can we get a second goal? Gazzaniga with the save, but it falls back out to Coutinho. He's going to go with the long shot. Takes a deflection. Daniel Sturridge inside the box, and we get the second goal. Now the bounces are going our way, and this game has totally switched to our advantage. I'm looking for a third. No, are you kidding me? Southampton and Lloyd Isgrove get a third goal. This is probably one of the most highest scoring games so far this season. It's a good cross sent in. And Southampton, very clinical on the opportunities that they've had. I think bringing on some fresh legs is the best bet we can make to try to get the draw or even the win. Almiron is going to be brought on for Philippe Coutinho. We'll see who we have on the bench. I think Luis Suarez is going to be brought on for Daniel Sturridge, despite the fact he's gotten 2 goals. And for our final substitute, I'll go with Hirving Lozano over Marco Reus. Good passing right here. And it might be our chance for Suarez to get it on his left foot, but Yoshida coming in with a huge tackle, and Southampton might just hang on. Lionel Messi here on the free kick, trying to score a goal. It's off the post, and off the post again by James Ward-Prowse. Are you kidding me? The scenes at the end of this match are absolutely ridiculous, but Southampton look like they're just going to hang on. Easily one of the most entertaining matches so far this season. Unfortunately, we were on the losing side of things, but when you play a good match like that, you can't complain too much. But guys, that's going to wrap things up for today's episode of the Liverpool Career Mode. If you have enjoyed today's episode, make sure you drop a like down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Links to those are in the description down below. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.